Hey everybody, it's your pal, Peter Palmiotti. Welcome to episode 2, or part 2, of Inking Dale Keown, because I'm a lunatic. Um, yeah, the first episode went 3.5 hours, thereabouts. It was like conversation before and after. So it was like 4 hours altogether. And this is what I did. Here, let me do close up of what I got going on.
Oh, wow.
And this is Reaper Destroyer. I put the link in the chat for people to check out. It's no longer live, but it is in demand, and you can pledge to it and still get the book. So yeah, so Dale used the side of a pencil over here, and my internet is crappy, but you'll hear me just a little. um, it looks like crayon. I'm gonna do a fine line kind of interpretation of that when I get to that point. And there was Shelby Robinson was on the last episode that I think, and he was like, "Oh, you should just fill in, where his neck is. You fill it in black, and all this is black." And I was already thinking of doing it a different way, and you'll see what I'll try to do today. um, is do a lot of little white bits so it's not a pure black, and hopefully it looks good. Um, so yeah, I already talked to my artist Philip Russert. He might do a stream tonight in which he'll be selling this piece. If not, it'll be coming soon at some point. I have this piece, and I have a bunch of covers and pinups I've inked. Not sure how much he can cover, but if he doesn't throw it on his stream, then I'll be displaying it on like my Facebook probably. Maybe I'll do a live stream on Facebook and cheap pieces I have for sale. Yes, I need to make money. I need to make a lot of money. But before we get into that, so this is what was originally called Chosen Few. It's now called Designated. It's me and Mark Torres got a project together, and it's going live on my channel, and that will be happening on the 30th of this month at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we're going live with the book most likely at 12, exactly at 12. I think Mark wants to do it. And we'll be on other shows that evening. We'll be on Global Frequency with Neff and Frequency Girl. And one other show, possibly Marshall Lee. He hasn't confirmed, but I'll be in touch with him. If not him, then some other channel, because that will be our launch day, and we want the book to do really, really well and get funded. Happening right now is Wildcat Anthology with 6 more days to go. We're 46% funded, so we've really got to get a boost on that campaign to make it happen. But CB has already stated on my channel that if it's not 100% fully funded, then each individual creator will get an opportunity to print out copies and sell them themselves. So I will be doing that if it doesn't get fully funded, but I hope it does.
Okay.
So yeah, we're here to learn how to draw Snoopy. I mean, ink down Keown piece.
We're gonna ink Charlie Brown characters.
Yes. Yeah, let me tweak this a little bit. So I got some people in the chat. I'll get to you in a second. Yeah, this will be good enough. Can I do this? Will this work? We'll see. Everything's so delayed. So let's see. So yes. It works. Okay, good. Well, how do I switch it to my screen in that mode? I don't know.
Now we're just looking at what I'm doing now.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
This won't make a difference, I don't think. So EJB is in the chat. It's just another way of looking at what I'm doing. We'll get it right, folks. Don't worry.
I wish you could like delete the one camera feed of mine that has, but it has my microphone attached to it, so.
Well, if I remove your drawing video, that's where your camera's at, that's where your mic is at.
But I mean, like, you see that like black window that's just like the circle? That's like the webcam, quote unquote webcam feed that I don't have, so. It's too bad you can't get rid of that.
But if okay, hold on a second. Let's see if this works. Can you still talk?
Yeah.
Or that's your talking.
Art.
Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah. Well, we're here for my art. Right?
Oh, you're dead to me.
Oh. I don't know. I wish I knew how to finagle this better. That's not.
I wish there was a way to attach
Frank.
my mic. I wish there was a way to attach my mic to like my screen feed as opposed to like it. For some reason, this program it like splits it. So like, yeah, I'm back, baby. I'm back. Like it's oh, I'm gone again. Okay. It like splits the mic onto like, so the mic has to be with like a live camera, and then the screen is like a separate whole thing. I don't know why it does that. It's dumb.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out one day. So EJB.
Hey, this isn't my fault. This is your program's fault.
Yeah, if I used OBS, then I can control everything, but I can't. I have limited control as to what people see. But we'll flip back to what you're up to during the stream.
I just sent
so CreatorCon event is yeah, Philip Russard's channel. Like I said, he's going to stream tonight, maybe. I think he's in San Diego. Like San Diego is happening this upcoming weekend, and he might be prepping for it. But we'll see. He'll be in touch with him. And just Frank promoting his YouTube channel. Go check out Torres Comix for his show and more.
Right.
Then I was talking about the Wildcat Anthology. That's the link in the chat where you can go check it out. I have a bunch of links down below under the video, which also has Wildcat and a reaperdestroyer and all that jazz. And here's Nicholas Geer, who I've done some stuff with, some amazing covers and whatnot. You should definitely go check out Relentless Tin Soldier, which is his book. And we have Dale. Dale A. Welcome, Dale.
Hey.
Welcome, everybody. But yeah, well, I'll flip around on the cameras. I just want to get started on this and see where things go. Yeah, it's like with inking, things can definitely be interpreted 1,000 different ways, and I don't have a set standard for anything I do. It's usually on the cuff and wherever my mojo is. Mojo is important, right, Emy?
What?
Mojo.
Gross.
It's important to making it work. Emy agrees.
What? I can't hear you. What? What'd you say?
You can't hear me? I'm just
You
goofing.
mumbled. You like mumbled under your breath.
Oh.
I'm saying,
Mojo is important to making art.
Yes.
Nah, you just need like cocaine and like nothing else.
Okay. So what you working on, Emy?
A commission. And it's taking like 10 years to do.
Why is that?
Oh, it's a little more complicated than I'm used to, and also I just have a lot going on. I feel like every time I come back to this drawing, it's like the first time I've ever worked on it.
Right. So I have your link down below, tryinghuman.com, for people to go check out your work and your comic, which is amazing.
A dumb alien comic.
It's not dumb.
It's hilariously dumb. No. It's my favorite.
It's your favorite. Should definitely be. I was looking at the coloring, and I'm thinking towards, when I color my own book, like how I want to approach it. Like one of my heavy influences, the first issue going in, was I grew up on a lot of mobile comics, and I was thinking specifically like Daredevil, because I'm going with a very 80s style coloring. For those that don't know, I have a book I'm working on called Retro. I'm going to get the first issue done and printed out this fall, most likely, and I'll Indiegogo it sometime fall, winter. And yeah, since I want to go very 80s simple, because I have a lot to learn as far as computer coloring. But yeah, I was looking at your coloring, Emy, and it's very tuned into what I want to do. We make the figures kind of bold and the background kind of not as bold. I don't want to say diluted, but the main focus focuses the characters.
It's okay. You can just say I'm a bad artist.
Well, I would never say that. You're amazing.
Ah! We're just making
Well,
it.
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but
And he is Dave, otherwise known as Junior in Comics. Hail
okay.
chat.
That's what it is. Oh wow.
We have Wing Weaver. Welcome, one and all. You know, we had a really big crowd here with the first part I did. That was at a later time in the day. I don't expect the same crowd.
Because they
But
heard
I'm
I
sure
was
people
gonna be
will
here.
pop in as they. Who's going to be here?
They heard I was gonna be here, so they're not showing up.
Oh, we're turning people away.
Yeah.
They know you got the control, Frank. Joe's my. I mean, Frank's my moderator, so people
Really?
are staying away.
Oh. Yeah. I dropped a link to Trying Human right now.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm checking it out here. The art's really good.
Thank you.
He says surprisingly.
Yeah, I
I was shocked.
know. Ah!
No, like I just like it.
Thank you.
I'll also mention, you know, my brother doesn't need any more promotion, but he's got a Kickstarter coming up on the 20th, which is going to be an Amanda Connor art book. And he's already has like over 700 people signed up for it.
Oh, wow.
So I think it's going to do pretty amazing.
So I have a dumb question. If you're doing a whole like art
Yes.
book that's based on an already like established copyrighted trademarked character, like how do you go about doing that? Do you like get permission, or is he working directly with the company, or was he commissioned to do it? Like,
Legally, I don't know. Like, if it's just fan art, then it's fan art. But if it's like covers or pinups or art used in like Marvel or DC books or whatever, you know, I'm sure they probably go for permission. You know, because I'm working on a sketchbook myself, and I'm going to ask like the individuals I've done work for if it's okay if I put this in my sketchbook. You know, it's more out of courtesy. But yeah, you know, I never heard of anybody having a problem, like, because plenty of people have done that where it's like, you know, stuff they did for other companies, they just threw in their sketchbooks and whatever. You know, it's promotion for them, so I think they would be okay with it.
you're just
One never knows
comfortable with
that.
your brother breaking the law like that? Okay.
Yeah, you know, he's from Brooklyn. He's been in trouble before, but
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
Washing the dog.
He's on the second season of he's on the second season of Breaking Bad. Yeah.
Hurry up, man. Gotta watch that whole thing now.
Yes.
What did you do your comic in, Emy?
Photoshop.
Photoshop?
Well, I inked it in Manga Studio, which I think is called like Clip Paint Studio or something now.
Oh, Clip Studio? Yeah.
Yeah, I ink it in that, but everything else like sketching, coloring, effects, sound effects, I do that all in Photoshop.
Cool.
I just got like the newest version of Photoshop, was like CC or whatever, and
Did you call me a sissy?
huh?
Did you call me a sissy?
No.
I got the new version of Photoshop, you sissy.
Yeah, you sissy. Anyway, so I got the new version of Photoshop, and I just like I don't know, I don't like it, or like it's fine. I think I spent too long in like the oldest, crappiest version of Photoshop, and now I'm like, ew, progress. I hate this.
I yet to use Photoshop, but I've heard people say that about the newest one. You would think it would be better or more fun or whatever, but you know that's what you like. The subscription you're getting for Photoshop because you don't buy it outright now, right?
I have well,
Yeah.
I don't.
You have to
I've
get
had
it.
the oldest one for forever. It's like a free one, or well, it's a free, but it's like
Right.
free from subscription. You just buy it and you have it. And that was like CS6 or CS5 was the last one, and that's the one I use. But I did get Photoshop CC to try it. The only thing I like about it is it has a built-in like mirror mode, like mirror drawing mode, which I like a lot. But I could just do that in a free art program just as easily.
Yeah.
I don't know. If that's like the
Yeah.
only reason to use it for me, then I wouldn't be doing that too often.
Yeah.
I guess it also has like a some kind of like font organizer or something. I haven't really like poked around with that. I do have like a crap load of fonts, so that might be a nice thing.
Yeah. I had my computer fail on me. I had a bunch of fonts that I really liked, but now they're gone forever.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For your loss.
I just use whatever's at hand right now.
Comic Sans it is.
Yeah. Everybody loves comics.
It's a favorite.
You know, there's actually like a legitimate reason to use Comic Sans.
Mm-hmm. I've heard them. Like I've looked it up and everything.
Yeah, like other than just like it's the coolest font ever, but I mean, it apparently helps people who have dyslexia read.
Yeah.
Well, I know there's a lot of people that hate Comic Sans. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's fine. Yeah.
I don't like Papyrus.
Yeah. I think it's become just popular to hate it. So people will say, "Oh, don't use Comic Sans." So like, like, it's alright, I guess.
Just a bunch of people telling us what to do.
Yeah.
You're not the boss of me.
I'm using it in all my comics.
Remember that font Joker?
I use
Joker?
Font Joker?
Yeah.
Is that a website?
Yeah, like every edgy teen used it back in the day for their websites.
Is that like when MySpace was all glitter and stickers?
You know, I never had a MySpace account. I didn't, like, really understand what it was.
I originally joined MySpace to hook up with girls, but then I came out and used my real name because I was originally on MySpace as Peter Pop. That was my
Peter
alter
Pop?
ego. Peter Pop. That was my original online name. Some people in the Peter Pop from
They're like, that's the guy that used to flirt with me.
Like you remember Will Terrell? He knows me as Peter Pop. I met him in his face. I guess he's working animation nowadays. I haven't seen him lately.
Yeah, my MySpace is still there, but there's not really much there.
Yeah, I was a live journal bitch.
I should have kept it, but the new MySpace popped up, and I was like, "Why do I have my old MySpace? I'm using the new one." But I only messed around with it for probably a month, and it was like, "This is horrible." Sorry.
Yeah, like the new one wiped out the old one, so like all my stuff is. I think it's there, but it's like slowly deteriorating. Like so some images won't load. And like, well, whatever. Like I don't use it. Anyway,
You know what's a good site? It had a lot of potential. Comix was a good site.
Okay.
It sounds familiar, but I don't really remember it.
Mm-hmm. It was just for comic people, like comic creators. It's right after MySpace.
Huh. Yeah. I wonder if at that time I was like not considering comics as like a viable thing.
Yeah.
Probably you were into your witch stuff or whatever.
Fuck you. No, I wanted to be an animator. That was like my whole shtick. But like the whole time I had my face buried in comics. And it's hilarious because my parents used to always be like, she's gonna go into comics. Like they just were like waiting for the day that I was like gonna come out as a comic artist to them.
Did you make an announcement? Gather them around.
I was like, Mom, Dad, I'm a comic artist. No, okay.
We accept you.
Thank you.
We're sorry to hear that, but we accept you the way you are.
We saw this coming. Oh, CB Smallwood was on the Truckle Crave Cast Friday.
How'd that go?
It was good, yeah. For like the first hour or something, we talked about Wildcat and comics, stuff like that, and then we had some time, so like, well, let's talk conspiracies. And someone mentioned dinosaur conspiracies. Like, okay, yeah, let's talk dinosaur conspiracies. And Anna perked right up, and so we went on for like 30 more minutes talking about dinosaurs, and then I was like, okay, well, let's end the show because I saw people were dying out in the chat. It's like, well, okay, we should probably just end it. And we can still talk afterwards. But like, And then it kept like going on, like, well, let's talk about plans. Like, okay, guys, we can like, I gotta end the show first. But it
So we
was
have
good.
a question for
Yeah, what?
Sorry. How did you transition from animated to just doing comics?
So when I was, I was in college, being an educated child, and I was being taught traditional animation because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do traditional, paper flipping and all that bullshit. But they were like largely phasing that out by the time I was in college, which really sucked because like I literally could see them being like, yeah, so like nobody's gonna do that style anymore. It's all CG, because that was the hot new shit.
Yeah.
And Pixar was buying out Disney. So it was kind of crazy, but so while
Disney buying out Pixar.
no, Pixar bought out Disney, and then John Lasseter became CEO. There was like a big
Really? Is that how?
yeah, it's kind of weird how it worked. There was like a huge reorganization because of Eisner and all that crap. I don't know all the details. I just know that like Lasseter bought Disney and was like, "I own you now. We will be animating forever." So yeah, and but anyway, so I'm in college and I'm starting to panic because I'm getting down to like my last year or two, and I'm thinking to myself like, you know, this is not looking good because like I don't want to do CGI. I can do it, but I don't like doing it, and I don't want to be grinding away at something I don't like. I want to draw. And I had to kind of like really reassess uh, why was I drawing, like, and it was because I wanted to tell stories, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I can't even tell the stories I want to tell in modern animation studios, you know. So I would just be like some egg, at the bottom of a pile of other animators. So around that time, I started like digging through like old comics and doodles and stuff from when I was a kid, and I found old art I had done when I was 14 of Trying Human. I was like, oh yeah, alien shit. So I started reading a bunch of like UFO alien books, and I was like, I bet I could do a comic book with this. So I started like kind of working on this idea of doing a comic, and then like literally the first week or two, maybe the first month after I graduated, I put out the first couple pages of Trying Human on my website. Then a professor of mine called me who used to work at Disney, and he was like, "Hey, you and this other animator, I'm pushing to get hired at Disney, and I'd like you to go out there and tour the studio with like a former coworker of mine and try to like get you some inroads." I was like,
Nice.
the whole time I'm thinking, "Oh no, I don't want to do this," but like this dude really like went to bat for me, And so I was out there, and her and we went to the studio, and they were finishing up work on Princess and the Frog. I think that's what they were animating. And it was just not the environment I thought it was going to be, which solidified even further that like I didn't want to be an animator. I don't know. It really bummed me out. I was disillusioned. But
I mean, you don't know until you know sometimes.
yeah, I was glad that I got to go in and like actually tour the studio from the perspective of somebody who works there, and not just like one of those yuppie like tours that you take at Disney where they show you like the really glamorous. Yeah, they have those like staged animation rooms, and they like walk you through. Yeah, no, I was like walking through like where the actual sweat, blood, and tears was happening, and I was just like, oh man, I don't know about this. And then later, it kind of came out like John Lasseter was pretty touchy-feely with a lot of the young female animators and stuff, and like he was getting accused of all kinds of shit. I just really feel like I dodged a bullet. So, but
yeah,
my friend who was touring with me that day, she went on to work at well, I don't know where she worked like right after college, but eventually she ended up at South Park, and I don't know where she is now. But
Yeah, animation, man. It's like I love it, and you know, in a different life, I might have gone for it, but it's a lot. You know, they say comics is a lot of work, animation is a lot more work, and
yeah,
more
it was a
repetitive.
lot of work. I kind of also lucked out because one of my professors, he was the stop motion professor. I think he could tell by like my last year that my heart just wasn't in it anymore, and so he let me kind of switch my focus to just doing um, like what you would call like pre-production work, so like character layouts and storyboards and stuff. We didn't do much of that in college. It was all just like grinding out animations, like ball bounces and character movements and stuff. There was no pre-production work for us.
Yeah, I did cartooning and animation were my majors in high school, and you know, I remember doing a flip book, but I don't remember much else as far as animation went. You know, it was a lot of art lessons in all different kinds of, you know, things. Like we did some photography where, you know, you use the chemicals to see the pictures and all that jazz. Like I'm sure kids don't have nothing to do with that nowadays. Um, yeah, they all got their cell phones with cameras.
Yeah.
Let's see. Got some chat happening.
Yeah, I worked with an animator. So like my parents knew early on I wanted to be an animator. And so they actually paid an animator who lived in Harrisburg to let me like basically learn under him when I was a teenager. But he
Oh, cool.
basically it was, except that he only taught like really rudimentary stuff, and he only had enough like information for like a week of work, and then that was it. And he offered the class again, and I retook it thinking that he would offer more. I took it like 3 years in a row, and by the 3rd year, he seemed frustrated that I was still coming back. But I was like, "Dude, I wanna learn how to animate." Like, and in
Right.
fact, like, the 4th 3rd or 4th time, he just flat out took me aside, and he was like, I forget exactly what he said, but he really he was like, "You're never gonna make it in this industry. Like, there's nothing here for you." And I don't know what he
Great.
meant by that, but, like, I think he had lost everything. He lost, like, a big studio that he used to work at and stuff, and I don't know if he was just, like, shirking off a bunch of bull crap onto a 15-year-old or what, but, like, he, oh,
It
man, I was
sounds that
so
way.
upset. I was so upset, and I, like, left the studio crying that day, and I just never went back, and I remember really thinking,
Jeez.
like, "Am I not supposed to be drawing? Does he just think I'm, like, a terrible artist?" You know? It was really rough. That was, like, one of the worst times of my life. Um But I do remember when I was there, he really emphasized figure drawing as like a foundational tool for animators. So when I went to college, I knew that I needed to have like a really strong foundation in traditional art, like fine arts. So I minored in fine art illustration, which I think saved my bacon quite a bit because a lot of animators I went to school with, they never focused on drawing so much as just like doing whatever the teacher said for animation. So a lot
Mm.
of them I think came out really inadequate in the art world or like with a really limited
My
skill
cat
set.
outside is trying to climb the wall. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. We'll just look at Peter's screen and
Peter,
let
put it
him
back to
comment.
me.
Yeah.
You bum. Walking away, smooching cats.
See, CB Smallwood is in the chat. Hey, CB. I'm actually working on a story for the Wildcat Anthology.
So yeah, Sinkiller is here. He says, "Looking great, Peter." He was only able to pop in. He is here, and however you pronounce. Sorry if I get this wrong.
Cheyenne Wagner?
Cheyenne?
You are so light.
What?
Cheyenne Wagner.
Yeah.
Cheyenne. Yeah, rude.
Cheney.
Cheyenne.
Cheney. Yeah, I'm horrible. Yeah, my cat, Panda Bear, was outside trying to climb my screen door. Let me in, you bastard.
I'm drawing these shoes. I hate these shoes.
Let's pop in on Emy and what she's up to.
Let's not pop in right now. Oh, God damn it. Take it away. I don't know what I'm doing.
That's how you draw shoes in animation.
Are you being mean to me?
No, not me.
Yeah.
No, you're amazing. You know, everything you do is amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing Emy.
You know, it's like my channel, my YouTube channel has gone down a bit, like in recent months. You know, because I had Alice, my co-host, and you know, we stopped streaming as much as I was at one point, and for different reasons. Anyway, you know, and so like the first part of me working on this Dale piece, I got like over 100 views, which is, you know, for my channel, that's a lot. And I was like, I wonder when the last time I got over 100 views was. And it's a video with Emy, of course.
Sorry. It was probably in there being stupid, and everybody came from miles around to see it.
They only come for you, not me.
Come on, everybody. The moron's about to do something.
Pete's not a moron.
Ah!
She didn't say I was.
Okay. Me? Oh. Okay.
No.
No.
I'm not going to call a woman a moron on stream, so it's
No, it's
or
cool.
at all.
I'm non-binary. You could just slap me around. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Oh, in that case.
I wonder if I should tell my mom about this. She's always like haggling me to get on streams and stuff.
Tell you, you're always on my channel.
Should be like never.
Your mom has something against my channel.
Something against what?
She has something against watching my channel.
No. She's kind of computer illiterate, so like I would have to walk her through every step to like look at this. And it may end in tears and bloodshed. I'm not sure.
They ask, are you all drawing comic villains or something right now?
Yeah.
I'm inking a piece.
Kinda.
So if people watching this don't know, Dale Keown is like, he's a popular comic book artist. He penciled Hulk for years when Peter David was writing it. He did a image book back in the 90s called Pit, which I love. I'm a Pit fan, as it says. And I always loved Dale's work, and I always wanted to ink him. Early in my career, it was a possibility. I got very close. Like I worked for a publisher that was printing a book that Dale was doing the art of, but it didn't happen. So anyway, Joe Sonntag, who's the creator of this character, is called Reaper Destroyer, had Dale pencil a cover. And I saw the pencils and I was like, can I get a scan of that? I want to ink that. And he's like, yeah, sure. So I mentioned I want to stream it, and he was cool with it. And I think at this point Dale knows I'm working on it too. But yeah, this is me beginnings, which I never do. Usually too busy, and I need to get paid with everything I do. But it was too nice a piece to and like I mentioned, I'm going to sell this. So if you see this and you love it and you want it, then
Please.
Bye. Go ask your mom for some money. And come back.
I guess I'm not drawing villains. I'm drawing John Constantine and who's that fucking magic guy from Marvel?
Oh,
Doctor Strange. Yeah. I'm doing a commission of them. So.
That's what you're doing. Oh, I like Constantine and Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
Cool.
I guess they're not villains.
I'm drawing Wildcat for a panel.
Yes, this is like the very rare time that I'm drawing.
This one.
This is like the very rare time that I'm not drawing, or that I'm drawing mainstream comic book characters.
Yeah, I'm not drawing.
Oh, I pressed the wrong. This is what I meant to do. I exited your screen. Not that anybody sees it, but anyway. I wanted to see what you're working on.
That's fine. You hate me.
Amy.
It's cool.
Doctor Strange.
I like know
weird seeing him with white hair.
Well, he'll have black soon, so. I know very, very little about him. Yeah, this person, they always commission me for Marvel characters, but once in a blue moon they'll throw in a DC character, and I'm like, yeah, I know that guy. I wish somebody would commission me to draw Scarecrow.
Is that one of your
Mrs. King?
favorite characters?
Yeah, I really like Scarecrow a lot. That character got me through some rough times in my life.
Do you like the movie version, the newest?
Which you mean like the Nolan, or was that Nolan?
Yeah,
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 yeah.
no one.
No, I hated that version.
Oh,
I
but
just
it's
like it's
silly.
not. Yeah, no, that's not Scarecrow. Like Scarecrow's like a 50-year-old mad scientist dude. Like who the fuck was that? That's some pretty boy. Get the fuck out of here.
It's emo Scarecrow.
It was really weird. The fact that he was like the head doctor at Arkham and stuff. I realize like it's its own universe telling, but I was just like, nah, dog, I'm not down with this. I kept waiting for him to like
Cheyenne
pop
is
again.
also an awesome character from What's Upon a Time in the West. Ah, cool. Sorry, talking over you, Emy.
Oh, it's fine. Just ignore me. It's really creepy.
It's my damn delay.
EJB has my
What's
initials.
creepy?
RGB.
Oh. So is that your alter ego?
No, I don't know who the hell that is. I'm scared. Hold me.
How I know him as EJB.
Yeah, I know him by EJB, but not anything else. I follow him on Instagram.
He's a fantastic artist. He's on Instagram. He's a fantastic artist.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a he. Pretty sure. But scratchy Burlap socks are terrifying.
Sax.
Socks.
Sax. Yeah, I love the Scarecrow. I had a like when I was like 12 or something, I got like really into Batman the animated series, and then from there I got into the comics. And Scarecrow was just like my favorite character. And I got online and was like looking for other people who liked the villains, and I ended up finding like it was a really strange group of us. There was like three of us. This one guy was obsessed with Harley, who was like a really new character at that time because she had just been introduced in the animated series, and I think she was premiering in like No Man's Land, which was her first appearance.
Okay.
And then like there was another chick who was really into the Mad Hatter, and then another chick who was really into the Riddler. And me and that the chick who was into the Riddler, we became super close friends for years. And I'm gonna tell like a super sad story now. She ended up getting diagnosed with cancer, and she lived in California, and I lived in Pennsylvania. And I was like trying to get out to see her, and it was getting really like down to it. Like I was gonna be there soon, and then her sister sent me an email and was like, yeah, she passed away. And I was like, it was hard. It was really, really rough.
That sucks.
Man, and like her family got rid of all her Riddler shit. I was so mad about that.
Oh man.
Because I was like, oh man, just give me some. Just give me some Riddler shit just to remember her by. She was kind of the black sheep in the family.
We don't want this realist stuff.
Yeah, that was rough. That was really rough. But I've got a box of some of her things up in my bedroom, and I take it out and I look at it and I cry. I think about all the cool Batman conversations we would have had. She was really excited to see the last of the Batman movies, the Nolan ones. She died right before the last one came out.
Oh man.
Ictus, what is up, Total Excellence? Welcome, welcome. I'm here with Frank and Emy. Panda Bear to my right. Real life. Not my virtual life.
Hey, Amazil.
E. Welcome.
Lieutenant Amazil.
Yeah, Amazil's a friend of mine. He runs a podcast where they read webcomics.
Oh, cool. Did you ever read yours?
Yeah, and I was on an episode.
Is it dramatic reading?
Yes and no.
Oh, cool.
I got to voice some of my own characters, which was fun. The only thing that was a little awkward was at the end of the episodes, they talk about if they like the comic or not, and I'm sitting right there, and I was like, hello. It was so, I don't know. I'm not used to people just, like, flat out telling like a raw-ass language what they think of my work.
Well, the art's nice, but I don't know. That story, it's a little weird.
Oh yeah. That kind of shit. And I was like, oh no. I don't like this.
Like being put on the spot.
Well, it's Train Human and I, we have a weird relationship. If it was like any other comic, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. But like my personal little baby boo.
Yeah. It's really good. Link below. It's excellent.
Yeah, they better love me. And then just start slapping people.
So I was really looking forward to going to see Thor: Love and Thunder. But I've been hearing so reviews. So sure. It's like I was of the Doctor Strange movie. I liked it. And I think I kind of flipped through it a second time. Like I watched it and I think I would like it better if I saw it again. I don't know. Like it's a lot to take in. New characters and stuff going on.
I have to admit, I'm pretty burnt out on comic book movies. And I'm saying this as a comic book person.
Well, I think if they were done right, or like I'm all for anything done really, really good. Like I think The Boys and Stranger Things have had amazing writing the last two their last seasons, and if superhero movies were written as good as those series, I think you wouldn't have a problem.
I just wish they would do like non-superhero comics more. There's a lot of really interesting You're dead to me. Yeah. You let me finish what I'm going to say.
But go ahead.
My thing is, I'm not a huge superhero nerd, so it's like I like Batman, but it's only because the villains are like flat out serial killers, and I like serial killers. It sounds weird, but like it's got a strong true crime accent. Or accent? No, what's the word I'm looking for? Affect? Maybe? I don't know. Whatever. So it's just like I watch a lot of horror and stuff, and I wish there was just like more horror comic book movies and things like that.
Well, they did Morbius, and it was okay. It's the vampire superhero / villain, whatever. It was okay. It was like wasn't as horrible as it could have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, could have also been more interesting. I don't know. It's pretty face value.
Yeah, like when I heard that they were going to adapt the movies or the comic Sandcastle into film, I was really excited because I like that comic a lot. And that was the film Old by M. Night, and I was like, no, it's so not very good.
Oh, that's what that was?
Yeah. It was based on a comic book, and I actually got the comic because I read the plot synopsis and I thought, wow, that's a really interesting idea for a story. I want to see how they did it. And the movie was just so different from the comic. It barely even shared the same premise. I don't know. It was weird. I'm kind of surprised that the authors let him do anything with it.
Well, the author is can draw, right?
Yeah, it was a writer. It was a French comic
Usually.
writer and an artist.
Yeah.
There were parts of the movie I liked, but most of it I was just like, meh.
The credits.
I like M. Night. I haven't seen it yet, but it's like I don't need to watch people get old. That's not entertaining.
Well, I enjoyed the comic. I thought it was really interesting and introspective, and I like that kind of shit. And as a comic, it's really fascinating. The problem is as a comic, it doesn't explain anything. You're left to always like sort of ponder what happened. But you know that shit doesn't sell to
Right.
American audiences. They want to know, how did it happen? So yeah, they try to explain it and it just comes off stupid and corny and I hated it.
Mhm.
It also kind of turns into
Yeah.
this weird like rallying cry against the pharmaceutical industry of all things. And I'm just like, what? This has nothing to do with anything.
It's all about lipstick and perfume and
Yeah. I finally got around to watching the horror film Cube over the weekend. I really enjoyed that.
oh my god, that's a little bit old at this point. It's a great movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
The second one is good.
I just got the second one. I haven't watched it yet. I also the Japanese remade Cube in 2021, and I was really excited to watch it. And it was not good. It was pretty bad. For some reason, like one of the women, they remade it like shot for shot, but they must have thought it was boring or something because they made like one of the people a robot for no reason, and they never explain like why she's an android or whatever. I guess she's part of the cube and was like sent there to monitor them or something. I don't know. It was dumb. I hated it.
Welcome. I am Cube. Nice to meet you.
Nah, she was hot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, at least that. You ever watch Machina? Speaking of hot.
Oh, Ex Machina.
Machina.
Yeah, Ex Machina in your English accent.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it. I enjoyed it. Machina.
I'm just a stupid kid.
I love you. It's so good. I'm like really tempted to print this drawing out. Like they're supposed to be fighting these monsters in this drawing, and I just want to like do the monsters by hand, like not on the computer. She better fucking love this drawing when it's done, or I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, give us a full screen of what you got going on. Let's see.
Oh, sorry. Ignore the shoe.
Oh,
I was kind of like,
that's cool.
yeah. So there's like these monsters in the background that they're fighting, and I don't know if I want to like ink them on the computer. I'll lose my mind. I'll cry. So we'll see.
That's coming out great.
Look, I keep coming back to the shoe, okay? I gotta fix the shoe. I hate this shoe. I'm really tempted to pull up a model of it, like a 3D model. I'll see if I have any in my archives.
Quentin Tarantino would know how to fix that shoe.
Fuck that shoe. I guess he's not really a shoe guy. He's like a what? Like a foot fetish, like raw feet. Bare feet. That's the word I'm looking for. Bare, not raw. Raw makes it sound like he's butchered.
You know, when you just peel the skin off, it's raw.
Look, I'm
He
tired.
loves raw feet.
No.
When does it all work where they're not tied? I mean, that's the regular state of it, honest.
Oh man, I've made a rule now where like I'm not going to get up at night to draw for people anymore because like I have commissioners who will just message me in the middle of the night and be like, Emy, fix this, and I'm like, God fucking damn it, and like I don't wanna. Ugh. And it fucks up my sleep schedule.
Yeah. Thanks to her, I get more messages at 11 p.m. It's like, I am fucking off the clock.
No, I have a guy I do work
Leave
for.
me alone.
He's really nice, but I don't think he like understands how I work or how artists work. I don't know. I don't know what goes through his head, but I asked him to approve a model for me, like this. It's a 2D model that I was animating with for him for a project. Turn your vacuum off. I can't hear. So I hear like a noise. What is that?
It's my air conditioning.
Oh,
Air conditioning.
But I sent him this model, and I was like, look, once I get going on this, that's it. You know, I'm not. You know, I can't go back and fix the model once I start animating. That's just not how this works. I can't change the rig. And he was like, I understand, and I love the model. Please begin animating. And I was like, thank you. So I went ahead and I finished up the animation last night, and I sent it to him. This morning I wake up and he's like, yeah, I'm going to need you to change the model. And I was like, oh, hell no, motherfucker. Like, we went through this. That model was set in stone. I'm going to cry. I'm so upset.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping I can fix it, like, really,
Yeah.
with, like, some haberdash slapping together some bull crap. He won't notice, but jeez, I was irritated.
Mm. Have you ever had action figures of your characters?
No. That's weird.
You know, there's That's weird.
What?
There's people doing what is it, 3D printing and printing out like little figurines of their characters now and stuff, and it looks pretty amazing.
You just want to put Rhodes in a cum jar.
She'd look great, you know, in your style and little figurine.
I don't mind that shit, but I'm like really not a fan of plastic. So like if I can not have my characters like made in plastic, that would like can we like carve them out in wood or something so that they will eventually rot?
I understand. You can make them in gold.
Perhaps. Speaking of rot, I I was listening to an interview with an artist, a painter today, and she's real cagey about what her paintings mean and stuff. But she'll talk about how she makes them and everything else. And the guy who was interviewing her said, "Well, what do you want to happen to your work when you're gone?" And she goes, "Wouldn't it be lovely if all my paintings just begun to die and rot as soon as I did and smelled up people's houses?" And I was like, "Oh my god, this chick's so metal." I hope that happens to my work. I hope all the Trying Human books just like implode when I die. Rotten books.
Can we get your book physical or
Just
is
start
it
reading.
digital?
Yeah, you can actually. On the website, there should be a button that says store up in the top right, I think. And then that's, yeah, you can buy them through there. I think the first 3 are out.
Oh.
In the upper right, it says Playhouse. You go to the Playhouse.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. Sometimes you hit buttons on the internet and send you to weird places.
Yeah, I don't know. I've just never been a big product person other than like the actual books themselves. Like I don't collect items like that. I don't know. I'm a weirdo.
So you're saying if they didn't have a 6-foot tall penny from Batman's Batcave, you wouldn't run out to get it?
No. The penny will exist in me forever. I don't need the actual item to be reminded of when Batman was almost smashed by a giant penny. As glorious as that moment was. Now, I have had people get me alien shit over the years, you know. And I've had to make a rule now. They cannot buy me any green grays. Like those 1960s, like hippie alien grays. No inaccurate grays, because it just clog up my fucking house with this stuff.
I got to get around to making a print. I did an alien piece. Just make a black and white print of it. It's like it's the favorite piece I think myself. You know. I sold the original art years ago. But I'll send you one, Emy. Just because.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I do collect is art. I like having framed prints and paintings and stuff up on my wall. I'm a real pretentious bitch.
No. You gotta be. You gotta be.
No, my uncle's a painter, so my parents buy me a lot of his work and just give it to me, and so my house is filled with my uncle's paintings, which are mostly of skulls. So
Cool. So I guess you like his work.
yeah, I do. I do. He's kind of a nut. My family is like full of a lot of nuts. A lot of people like
So you
dying
fit
in
right
weird
in.
ways. Yeah, I do.
Cool beans. Shout out to all the comic people.
All three of
All
us.
That's
the
right.
comic people.
All the comic people. I'll do different screen setups so you can see all us here on the stream.
In our color glory.
Well, what have we done to deserve
You know,
such a privilege, Peter?
Well, you sent me tips, right? I gave you my PayPal link. It's down below if you're want to buy some cat food.
I'm working on.
Let me give you a large screen so we can see.
Screen.
Okay. It's Wildcat meeting Captain Courage.
Nice. And
first
Wildcat is live. There you go.
Hey, yo. Oh, man, I think she's going to like this a lot. I'm happy.
It's looking good.
It's kind of a wild composition, but I was just like, I don't know what to do with this.
But it works for those characters. I mean, it's fitting.
I hope. I don't know what's going on anymore. I just show up.
Oh, that's all you need to do. Nobody expects anything more from you, Emy.
Yeah. All right, now to try to draw these monsters, which they were like, just do whatever you want, just go crazy, and I was like, okay.
Is it a specific kind of monster, or is it just something?
They said like kind of like, she said like the horror monsters I draw, and I do these kind of organic skull monster portraits. So I think that's what she meant. And she hasn't said anything about the sketches, so I assume she approves of the moonsters. So that's what we'll be doing now.
Cool. I don't know if you know the comic, The Darkness. The Darkness it's like a horror comic, and he's got all these gremlin type midget versions of the Darkness. It's really cool.
I'll have to check it out. I'm honestly not very familiar with American horror comics. I've got some, but not a lot. Color overlay. Bust out my other tablet. Hopefully this doesn't screw anything up.
I hope not. Is it possible it might screw up time and space as we know it?
Me. Shut up.
Listen, you intellectual.
No, it's like a Cintiq. It's like one of those fancy ones, so I wasn't sure if it would.
wow.
Right.
It's really tiny. I get it for like doing like freehand stuff. Or like freer hand stuff.
Is that like the Darkness video game? I think there was a video game based on the Darkness comic book, so possibly. Possibly. Darkness was created and drawn and written, I think, by Mark Silvestri. He's currently working on, speaking of Batman, a Batman graphic novel, I believe.
Do you know what it's about?
Done in a very old illustrator style. Do I know what it's about? Is it about Batman? Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna get slapped.
Oh boy.
That's not fair. I thought you were gonna be like, oh yeah, it's about this and this and that and that. Hey, there's some Batman comics that aren't
of
Sorry.
Of the illustrations I've seen thus far, there's a lot of tunnels and scary dark places in it. I can't tell you anything about it. No, I'm not. Yeah. I wish I had a giant, like a. So this is a. Is that right? This is a number 4 brush that I'm using. The higher up you go with Winsor Newton brushes, well, this is sorry, this is Raphael. Well, regardless, the higher up you go, which means it's thicker and thicker, they're more and more expensive. It's like, and it gets pretty ridiculous pretty quickly. But I wish I had a number 8 currently.
Bring.
Ba-ding. Is that like that noise is to keep you up and focused? It's when driving on I and your tires hit that thing on the side of the road.
Ding,
That
ding,
sound.
ding.
Is that like a Discord sound? What is that?
Keeps
sound?
you awake.
It's an error sound from Medibang. Every time I open it, I get a little error box, so I have to like close it.
Yeah. I like Medibang. And that's not dirty. It's an art program. So I don't know if you know Charmina Jr. I'm a fan of him and his work. So recently he's been on Amazing Spider-Man again after years and years, I guess. But I don't know. I flipped through a bunch of issues and I was like, not his best work. I tried reading it and I was like, Maybe, but yeah, I mean, he's usually very fast artist, but still the quality is there a lot of times. I just don't feel it. Not every book is going to be gold by any artist. And especially when you're dealing with a monthly book, it's hard to be magic every time.
Man, I can't imagine working under those tight deadlines.
It's like the only time I came close to doing a monthly book is my work on the Aquaman back in the 90s, and it's grueling. It's grueling. There he is.
Sorry.
It's Frank trying to stay awake. Putting Frank to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
There's a show on YouTube. It's a Japanese show where they go and sit with Japanese comic book artists all day with like a camera rig over them while they work, and then later they have the artists come in and talk about what they were doing. And there's a few of
That's
them that have
amazing.
like, yeah, it's a really cool show. And they don't do just like anime style like manga. They do all kinds of stuff, but some of them have teams, people that they work with, and others are just like alone in a closet. And I'm just like, oh man. And all of them have these like insane deadlines that they always have to make.
That's awesome. You gotta send me the link.
Yeah, let me find it. I think some of the episodes aren't like
you could do it later.
subtitled. Well, I'm doing it now.
Okay. I was talking about me privately.
Well, I'm showing it to the world.
I mean, no. I want them to watch my show. Now. I watched some, like, there was a video, it was edited, so it was like a day in the life of, this manga artist. I mean, it's pretty wild because, like that day specifically, which might have been a Wednesday, was where he actually was, having his assistants with him because they had to get their page done and up online. So it was him and I think it was 3 other artists, and each one were in front of their computers because they were doing it digitally.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could imagine like working on one of those where it's like, I don't even know, like 80 different creative teams doing 80 different individual comics that it's printed like a phone book out there in Japan.
Oh yeah, the collect, like the monthly, the zines as they call them.
Is it monthly or is it weekly? Like, or maybe
I think some are weekly, but some are monthly. Like it Shonen Weekly, I think, is weekly.
Is it?
That's yearly.
But manga is not really meant to be kept in Japan. Like comic books are meant to be thrown away eventually. So a lot of them are not printed super high quality, though that is changing. I'm noticing a lot of, we've been ordering manga directly from Japan recently, and a lot of it's like much better than it used to be like in the 90s. So
Yeah, I picked up I had a bunch of those back in the day. Yeah, it's all newsprint.
yeah.
It's the paper quality was the same as like phone books back in the day, you know.
Yeah, it's meant to be printed cheaply and fast. Like I have a Sailor Moon manga from back then, and to be fair, I read the shit out of that because it was the first time I had ever seen manga, and it's like falling apart now. It's like barely held together with a hope and a prayer.
But that's why they're so popular, you know.
Because they're disposable.
I just love how
Well, I mean, because it's so cheap, you know.
I like how much of a variety there is, like in stories and characters.
Oh yeah, there's a manga for everything.
Mm-hmm.
How to put on a tire, how to ride a bicycle.
Is there a manga for mangoes?
For what?
Mangoes, the fruit.
What's a mango? Oh,
Mango.
mango. I thought you said mangles. I was like, is that some kind of medieval torture device?
No, mango.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Dirk in the chat. Welcome. And LT says, I have two eyes. I can watch both. I can watch two shows at once.
Hell yeah. Don't leave my stream. My stream.
Emmy's taking control. It's her stream.
Oh, goodbye.
It sounded very much like Pluto. Goodbye.
No, that would be Goofy.
Yeah, Pluto can't talk.
Yeah, Pluto doesn't talk.
He's a slave to the others.
Why is Goofy free but not Pluto?
My brother used to do a really good Mickey Mouse.
Hiya,
Oh.
I'm Mickey.
I'm Mickey.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
That's Mickey after a couple days at the bar. Mickey. Hey, Mickey.
After Minnie breaks up with him and he's at the bar.
Yeah, right. I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. Maybe.
I can't believe I'm almost done with this piece. I'm like gonna cry. I'm so happy.
That's right. It should be crying on the stream. It's a cry stream.
It's so beautiful. I love it. No, and she's been like, this commissioner, she's been so patient. She's like, no, it's fine. I've waited like a whole year to get work. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm not going to do that to you. But like, oh my God, the patience.
All right, this gets complicated. adding textures to this, or well, more cross-hatching. Because I'm visualizing this black and white.
So
you probably see it better once.
There's this inker on YouTube named Richard Fiend.
Oh, friend?
Friend? Is it friend? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've been calling him a fiend. No. Anyway. But yeah, I watch him on YouTube, and he like reviews a lot of like art books and stuff. And
yeah, he's amazing.
I went over to his Instagram. And he was like posting some like ink stuff that he had done. He was like, "Yeah, no white paint, pure ink and negative space." I love like that's the kind of shit that inkers like use to show how like awesome they are. Yeah. There's not even a touch of whiteout on this whole thing.
Yeah. You know, most of my career, up until probably recently, like we're talking 30 years, I very rarely used white to make corrections or anything.
What do you use? Like black?
I say recently, getting sloppy in my old age. Even like to do like crazy feathering or special effects, like it's all thought out and planned rather than going in with white. You know, I know a lot of inkers now use white on a brush, or there's white pens to do like the white lines. I used to think that stuff out if I did anything crazy. What you should do is go to Instagram, Richard's Instagram, and check out his black drawings. Those are freaking insane.
What's a black drawing?
Well, it's what his line of drawings that are grouped together are black drawings. That's what he calls them. And it's essentially like he does it like he draws it out and he inks it, but most of the drawing is black. So he starts on white paper and it becomes mostly black. But it's highly, highly, highly detailed drawings.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, those are amazing.
Are they? No, I like them.
Yeah. I met Rich at San Diego the one time I went there, back in 2006, I think it was. Nice guy, super talented.
Yeah, I don't know how
he's got
him.
Well, you know, like the good shows pop up, you know.
But I think I found him through YouTube. I didn't look at his Instagram until today. I kind of forgot he was even a comic book artist.
Yeah. I mean, you know, comic inker mostly. He's working on his own book, Blaster Kid. He also has an Instagram for that, and that stuff looks wild.
Wilder than Wildcat.
You were saying?
Oh, I probably found him. I probably found him because I was like looking for somebody to go through an art book I was looking for. Since he does art book reviews,
right.
That's probably I think how I found him.
He has a lot of books. I have some stuff, but
I have a shitload of art books. I've been trying to be more.
I moved too many times. I got rid of it.
Yeah, I've been trying to be more discerning with my collection.
You should just have stuff by me. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm so popular.
All right, I'm gonna go get something to eat, so I'm gonna hop out.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for coming,
Thank-
Frank.
yeah,
Good
thank
hanging out
you.
with
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you.
Same here.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Bye.
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 Let's see Emmy's progress. Doop. It's a monster.
It's trying to be.
He's a monster in progress. So there's an old friend of mine who's since gone on to fame and fortune. I never hear from him anymore. Jay Ferguson.
Okay.
Who I had on my channel, like one-on-one. I did an interview with him, but he's been on my channel a bunch of times. Anyway, he's an airbrush artist. And because he's worked with Harley Davidson, he's done a lot of skulls, he's done a lot of wings and whatever's popular. But his skulls are amazing, like really organic and horrifying, and he's also done like superhero stuff and other hot chicks and whatever else sells.
Have you ever ridden a motorcycle?
I've only been a passenger once, so no.
I've ridden a tractor.
I can imagine what it's like, I have a bike. I've had bikes most of my life. I mean, I grew up in New York, so I don't have a car. I don't have a driver's license. But I mostly walk. But I enjoy riding a bike. It's a little hilly where I am, so that kind of sucks. But I've ridden on horses more when I was younger, and as a part of camp and whatnot. But I think I would love to ride more the older I get.
Do you have a driver's license?
No.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's because in New York I never envisioned myself getting a car and being a part of that madness. It's like just to drive into New York and then find a parking space or pay for parking, insurance, and it's. I refuse to live in New York at this point unless I'm making six figures, which I'm not. So, and on top of just rent and enjoying a decent life out there, having a car is like a luxury.
Yeah, I had an aunt who refused to learn to drive for years and years and years. And the family was always having to take her everywhere. And finally, we just all lost our minds on her. And we're like, you're getting a driver's license or you die. I don't know what other option you have. So.
Well, it's much more important to have a license out in the country where I am now.
Yeah, no, we lived real rural. So.
Yeah. I haven't written it off, but I'll be 60 next year.
Yeah, I also had a grandfather who never learned to drive. But again, he was from a time and a place when that was a lot more common. I just think it's cool when people are like, nah, to all that.
Like one of the big comic book writers, Michael Bendis, he doesn't have a driver.
Oh, I'm telling the whole world.
I think half the world knows.
Oh man, that AC's kicking on.
Yeah, it's not so much hot as it is just like humid.
Yeah, it's super humid here.
Yeah, almost go without it sometimes, but humidity and working on art don't mix well.
Oh man, there's sometimes it used to get so hot in California when I was working, I would get so irritated and I'd be like, that's it, I'm done, I'm not streaming anymore.
Yeah, it's like the more I consider, like, yeah, maybe I'll just take off during the summer because I fucking hate this kind of weather. Be productive, and I just want to melt most of the time. I just want to melt.
I would like to not exist anymore. I would like to be a puddle and live in a bucket. Yeah, I think in Japan you can't get your driver's license until you're like 25 or something.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it takes a long time to get it.
I think
You have to be retested a lot.
Yeah, they're trying to probably keep cars off the road.
Yeah, I think it's because so many roads over there are like really narrow. But weirdly enough, Japan like honors foreign driving laws and tests. So like whenever we go to Japan and get a car, they're like, "Oh, okay." We just show them our American driver's license, which took like 5 seconds to get, and they don't give a shit. They're like, "Oh, all right, whatever."
That's cool. Unlike other places.
Yeah, I don't
Haven't
know how it
traveled.
works. Yeah, I don't know how it works in other countries, but Japan weirdly doesn't give a shit that like Americans like get their driver's license when we're like fetuses.
Hmm. Driving really opens up your opportunities and time. Although with gas prices how they are, I'd recommend, if possible, investing in an electric bike instead. There you go. I really think everyone that is live comic coloring or drawing, I really do. In Apex Comics. Hey, show us your progress. Reaperdestroyer is looking fantastic. Thanks, buddy. Oh, I stuck it on Emy and forgot about it.
Hey, that's okay.
All right.
I'm the best.
You are the best, and that's
Thank
why you're
you.
here. Progress. Hey, let me actually go here, do this thing. All right, go slightly closer. So you can't tell from a distance. I went in, and this is as close as I can get. I went in like all this, doing final lines. I could have done super fine with a quill, but it came out a little thicker than I wanted. But it's still an effect I'm going for. And like all this down here could have been black, but I'm just doing a bunch of cross hatching. And I'm going to do similar over here. And then with the sort of, when we pull back, I'm pointing at stuff you don't see, which is always, don't you love when your teacher does that? So all this stuff around the head that looks like almost like he did it with a crayon. I'm going to do fine quill lines, like, if you know R.T. Bear or even, Richard Frein, they did this like generic grid sort of broken line kind of stuff. That's what I'm thinking for the outer background. And then, of course, the most important thing is I'll ink Dale's signature and add mine next to it. Mine will be twice as big as his because I'm important. Okay.
Do it. Serves him right.
Yes. But yeah, I'm having fun, and I think it's coming out good. And I hope somebody buys it, so I can pay my rent and feed my cats.
Meow meow.
Meow meows. Luckily, they've been leaving me alone. Well, I only have one actually in my studio. Two got locked up in the bathroom, but they sleep during the day, so I'm sure they're asleep. And then one is, most of the time she's outside. Clea, otherwise known as Cleopatra. My Siamese with an attitude.
Yeah, I was sitting on the couch like for 5 seconds with my cat before you went live, and I was like, "Well, Mama, I gotta go." And I moved her to the side, and she ran after me towards my studio, my office, and then I like shut the door on her, and she just stood out there and was like, "Ah!" was crying. I felt really bad. But if she's in here, I can't get anything done. She just wants to sit on my lap the whole time and have me hold her like a baby.
Yeah, cats are great. Not as studio mates. I don't know how some people can do it. I can't freaking. And now that I'm talking about the cats, they're pounding on the bathroom door.
Let us in, Father!
You son of a bitch. Let us in or keep you up all night. Meow.
Oh, babies!
Did babies. They know I'm talking about them, I guess.
They say
But
please.
I'll totally, utterly lose focus if I let them in. Grin and bear it, babies. Grin and bear it. Yeah, one day I'll get a real apartment and I'll have a separate studio room for right now, I'm in my living room and it kind of sucks.
Every place we've ever lived, I've always taken over the extra bedroom, and I'm like, that's mine. But I've always worked from home, so.
Getting compliments. Wait, hold on. Wow, the depth is really coming out and looks awesome. And Sin Killer says, wow, Peter. Apex goes, brilliant inking on Dale Keown's pencils. Dirk goes, that's tops, man. LT goes, looks amazing. Did I click on that? Yeah. And oh, Kitty. They might have heard that name. Yep. Yeah, I love my babies, but babies and work do not mix well. I've tried, and it's like I never feel more anxious and because I got ink laying around here, and it's like,
oh, true. Yeah.
On my desk and spilling everything, and that would be the worst. So let's see.
I never even thought about the woes of a traditional inker.
Oh yeah, it's like even if I was working on a computer, they're pesty. They're a little pesty.
But they love their daddy.
Yeah, well, they sit in my face. So how am I supposed to type or look at the screen or think straight with them around? It's like babies,
Luckily,
kid.
Yeah.
Couples who have babies, like, they don't bring their babies to work. Come on. I'm not being
I'm
evil.
bringing mine.
I'm just being...
I'm bringing my baby to work. Luckily, I've only got the one cat who likes me. I have two, but only the one really wants anything to do with me. She's a supreme good girl who does nothing wrong or bad ever, so she mostly stays out of my way. But she's so needy.
No. Yeah, there's two switches to a cat. Super needy, or totally like, I don't, just doing her own thing.
Whenever I have to go away for a day or two, I go see my parents or something, when I get back, she is so clingy. For days, she's like, never leave.
Well, all these cats, I haven't really gone away for long periods of time since I had this group of cats. So they're gonna have to, I'm not thinking about doing much traveling until next year. Things always pop up, but it's like I'll leave them at my friend Lisa's place. Which I was potentially going to go to Heroes Convention this past year. Which was whatever, a month ago or whatever. It didn't work out, but in anticipation of that, I brought my cats over there, so they were there for a couple of weeks, and they were happy to be back home.
Aww.
So I had actually, I was able to work without cats even being in the house. And I gotta tell you, for a while, it was paradise.
Man, why do you keep getting more cats?
But, well, we have a cat problem around here. We're currently trying to get rid of.
Hoisted onto you.
Yeah, we're trying to get rid of. We're like fostering 8 cats that we're gonna get homes for. We found somebody in Louisville, which is like it's an hour away from here. That's works at this cat place that's like a storefront with the adopt cats out. She's also, I guess she's a volunteer there, and then she also does it from her home. Like she adopts cats out of her home, and she fosters cats, and the whole 9 yards. So we've kind of been doing that for some cats, and so we're working on it. We're working on getting them homes. But I have 3 here. Well, I have 4 here currently. But Panda Bear is going to go back to. I'm choking. Go back to Lisa, and then I'll have just 3. 3 is the most I can manage here. Really, 1 would be sufficient, but
they need friends.
They do need friends. Yeah. Or some of them do. Some cats have a personality where they're okay on their own.
Yeah, true.
That's
my mom had a cat like that.
Yeah, that's Cleopatra. She's totally a solo agent. And but Ripley loves the attention of another cat. Rocket's kind of solo cat, but Ripley clings to Rocket. So so that dynamic works out.
Yeah, so, we had 1 cat when we first got married, and then I was like, I want a cat. So we went out and got a second cat, thinking that the first one would be like, yay, a friendo. But no, he pretty much was like, I'm going to bury her in the yard. Like, he hates her.
Okay.
And they've never, they tolerate each other, but they don't really like hang out or anything.
It's like, well, I guess if the apocalypse happens, maybe I'll save you.
Well, that first cat, he loves Dave, but he does not like me or Mama or my dog or the snake. He doesn't like any of us. He just like wants it to be him and Dave alone on an island.
Yeah. When like the reason why like me and Lisa juggle cats, we used to be a couple. We're best friends now. It just didn't work out as us as a couple, but so since when we were together and even afterwards, we've been juggling cats between us, and
cat shared custody.
And yeah, absolutely. Like the oldest cat we've had together was Taz, and she still has Taz, and Taz was like 100% my cat for the first 3 or 4 years. Like, so like there's no way I'm not gonna go and hang out with Taz and spend some time with Taz. He's the cat I can fling over my shoulder and he'll give me a hug.
Oh.
Yeah.
Schmoopy baboopy.
Yes. she has another old one that we had when we were together, which is Monkey.
Monkey. Oh, Monkey. I thought you said Mucky, and I was like, oh, that poor filthy cat.
No, Monkey. I think originally Monkey was called Monkey Butt because it was a kitten with a huge butt.
A respectable name.
Yeah. And now she's more peach shaped.
She's a plump seductress of the night.
Yes. But Monkey's an awesome cat. Taz is an awesome cat. Taz is short for Tasmanian Devil. Which, you know, when he was a kitten, he was a wild kitten. So Taz worked. And Taz still works, you know. It's a great name for him.
Oh yeah, somebody asked if I have a snake. I do have a snake. Her name is Irma. She's a Brazilian rainbow boa. And she's a lump and does nothing. And I don't take her out of her tank except to clean it. I do not want to stress her.
Yeah, I've had friends who had snakes. Friend from Brooklyn who had rats. Reptilians. Reptilians by the millions.
Yeah, the snake was not mine originally. Dave had 2 snakes, and then we lost one. We have no clue where he went, how he got out. He's long gone now, though. And then we had Irma. I shouldn't say she's my snake, but she's our snake. Soviet anthem plays. Yeah, she's getting up there, though. She's like... Oh, God, I think she's like 15 years old or something.
How long snakes live?
I think her species lives to be between like 20 and 30 years old. So...
Okay.
We may be getting rid of her before she dies in our care, depending on where we're living and what's going on. But we may have her till the end of time.
Take care, LT. So share your snake sometime, Emy.
Oh, okay, yeah. She's like 5.5 feet now, 6 feet. She's pretty much done growing. Yeah, I think I have a picture of her. I don't take a lot of photos of her because she's like usually hiding and just doing her own thing.
Right.
Also, my mother is absolutely terrified of snakes. Thing. So like we always have to like hold our meetings far away from the tank.
Come over for the holidays. See my snake.
Yeah, it's funny. Like she'll come in and she'll be like, "Where is it?" And I'll point out Irma to her in the tank, and she'll go, "Okay, I've seen enough." And then she's done. Doesn't want anything else to do with her. Yeah, I'm not like a snake person. I wasn't like, yeah, fucking snakes. But husband was, and I felt like I should take care of her, and yeah.
Yeah,
kind of wanted to get
for
rid of.
however, like plenty of people think I'm cat crazy now. Like there was a time when I thought I'd only have dogs. You know, like I was allergic to cats growing up.
Oh, really?
Even though I had one when I was young. Yeah, you know your allergies change as you get older and stuff. I grew out of it. I think my one cat that's loose is taunting the other cats that are trapped.
Oh, baby, I hear her.
I hear you, Rocky Head. That's my boy cat. He's a good
What's
boy.
wrong? He sounds so sad.
He's stuck in the bathroom. I'll let him out. He probably wants to go out. All right, you entertain the
Okay.
what is it?
I'm
8,000 people watching right now. All right, buddies. And what? Ripley, you're good? Okay. All right, what'd you get? What? Go on? Yeah, you want to run? You want to run for it? Looks like it stopped raining. No. I put food out in a dish and it's a puddle now. Anyway, I'll be back in. I'm going to take a 5-minute break. I'll be right back.
Okay. Can you put me on the screen? Did he put me on the screen? No. Oh, what a bomb. I want to be on the screen. Oh, wait, he did. Okay, yeah. How's everybody doing? Yeah, I can't believe you invited me to this, and now I'm sitting here alone. I'm taking over. We're reading Trying Human. No, we're not reading Trying Human. I do have a page I need to do though. I should probably come to a stopping spot on this one. I'm glad I got the inking done though. I'm getting stressed out about this piece. Don't tell her. Don't tell her I'm getting stressed out about this piece. Yeah, there was a third person and then they left. So now it's just me and Pete. Well, now it's just me because I'm holding down the fort. And I want to make that the cover. Sorry, I'm updating my commissioner thing. Okay, great. Well, what should we do, guys? What should we work on? I have a page I can do. I could ink. I don't really want to ink anymore, though. My little hands hurt. Let me put away my Cintiqui. Okay. Sorry, it's a monster. Just bust out my regular tablet here. I don't know what to do. I feel like I need to dance or something. Ah, crap. That's not what I wanted to open. Man, this thing has really been acting weird ever since I got the newest version of Photoshop. Like, anytime I go back to use the older version, it's like having a small fit about it. Like, it just takes a while to load files and things like that. I don't know what's going on with it. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I think what's happening is because I use Browse, which is like a secondary app that works with Photoshop. Because I use Browse to look at files and decide like what I want to open, I think it's sometimes like deciding which version of Photoshop to load it up in. So I'm not sure if that's what's happening. It kind of seems like it. And once in a while, it will just randomly open it in Photoshop CC instead of CS6, the one I normally use, the old one.
And he's back.
Leave. How are you? Do you feel refreshed?
Woo! Had
Take
a
that woo as
pee
a
and
yes.
drink. Say hi to cats. And
Hello, tiny kitty cats.
hi, hi, hi. So we have Marv, otherwise known as Sin Killer. Love your style. I assume he's talking about you.
Nah, I was probably talking about you.
Greg showing up. There was a third person. Yeah, you answered that. I heard you. Yeah, I put the stream link out to a Twitter group on Plata, but I think most of those people are busy during the day.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing about being an artist with like a semi-normal like schedule is you're on the same work schedule as everybody else. It's like nobody ever
Yeah.
comes to streams unless I'm like streaming after like 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, the last stream I did was, I don't know, I forget time wise. I think I started late, maybe 8 o'clock, and went to midnight. I forget what it was. Oh, we started at 9 and went to past midnight, my time.
And you're in Kentucky?
I'm in Kentucky, which is, it's East Coast time. I'm like 10 minutes away from the borderline, but something like that. So close to Central, but not quite. Close, but no cigar. So once I scan this and drop out the red, it will actually look different. It might look better in the way it does now. It's always a surprise.
I always think it's fun to like take off the red or the blue, whatever the leader you're using.
Yeah, it's usually blue, but my printer doesn't print blue at the moment. But I kind of like working with red better. When I was very young, this was when I was 2.5.
When dinosaurs roamed the earth, yes.
Yeah. My eye doctor at the time suggested I have 2 operations, and pretty much did it in one, which was good. But I had the only time I was ever operated on was when I was 2.5. And afterwards, so I had, it's like my left eye is a wandering eye. There's no getting around that. There's no improving it. It is what it is. So
where's it going?
I really, huh?
You said it was a wandering eye?
Yeah. Where's it going? It goes where it wants there, really.
Hell yeah. Rebel eye. I without a cause.
But yeah, so I had an eye operation when I was 2.5, and afterwards I had an eye patch on my left eye.
Oh my god, that's so badass.
And the doctor gave me a coloring book and a red crayon and said, color everything in red. I was like, okay. And even I think I even had a thing on my glasses where I saw everything red for a little while or something. Vague memory. I was really young. But I do remember coloring in the coloring book red. So like, I have an
It sounds
affinity
like
for
the
red,
most fly by night witch doctor crazy shit.
It is.
And then a man with a purple suit came in and told me to juggle, so I juggled. Like, what are they doing to you? You poor child.
Here's another eye doctor related story. I don't know if it was the same doctor I had later on when I was, maybe 10, maybe older. But my eye doctor left being an eye doctor and took on being a professional tennis player. But
you got totally worked over, man.
He also had an operation and became a leading female tennis player.
Is it like what's her fucking name? I'm looking it up.
Initials RR.
Oh, Renee Richards?
Yep.
That's
that was my eye doctor.
Damn, she's 87. Bitch gonna live forever. Okay, no, she's the finest surgeon in all the lands. Pictures of her. Oh wow, she's so pretty. Dude, you are just like, you know everybody. You know all these celebrities and shit.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not. My brother's Mr. Hollywood. I don't,
Anyway, sorry.
And
I'm not.
I mean,
Speaking of, as I say, speaking of unethical surgeries on children, I'm reading a really interesting true book right now called My Lobotomy about a kid
oh no.
who, huh?
I said, oh no.
Yeah, it's about a kid who was forced to go a transorbital lobotomy when he was,
Oh,
God, I
gee.
think he was like 11 or 12. And I don't think he knew until much later in life what had actually happened to him. I think he was having headaches. So he went to get a CAT scan or an MRI, I'm not sure which. And they were looking at his brain and they were like, do you know that you're missing like large chunks of your frontal cortex? And he was like, no. And it turned out his stepmother had had him lobotomized.
Oh man, that's messed
Yeah,
up.
it's a really interesting book. Oh, your friendo is leaving.
Take care, Dirk. You will definitely see the finished product. Thanks, buddy.
He said transorbital lobotomies on children is where I draw the line.
It's too close to home for him. I probably won't go a hell of a lot longer. I'm just going to finish the head part, and I'll save the background and the signature for later. I probably already mentioned that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just tell me when to
So
go
maybe,
and I go.
yeah. I think a half hour is extreme, but we'll see.
Yeah, I love books like that, like true crime, or not true crime, I guess it's kind of a crime, but like true story books that are just like really fucked up situations.
Mm.
I
I know my dad, my dad was in World War II, and he read a lot of books about the war.
Healthy. Yeah, my dad was in Vietnam, but luckily he never actually was sent to Vietnam. He always operated like radios and shit on like in Japan. So like he never actually set foot into
Oh,
combat or anything like that. He lucked out.
well, my dad locked out. I mean, he the only time he was shot at was when him and his buddies were stealing bananas in somebody's farm. It's like I heard this story, after my dad passed away. It's like, but I thought
Banana
that was
thieves.
awesome. Yes, it figures stealing bananas get you shot at. Um, and I do have another. Well, I have two other dad stories about him in the war. One I probably will never say publicly because it will probably offend some people. But
Where was he
World War
like
II. World War II is a different time.
yeah, it
Well,
was
it's like
wild.
you would understand if I'll tell you after. You'll
Okay.
understand then, but it's not that he was offensive, but anyway. But the awesome story was my dad is an artist, hence, there's 4 of us still living. Like, he had 5 boys. One of us died when he was really little. But all of us are artists to some extent and in different ways. Only me and Jimmy in the comic industry. But Anthony and Victor are also artists, are capable, of art.
Mm-hmm.
Only my mom wished she, she was, but she never had any art skills. But she was creative. Moms are generally creative, and she was very creative. And
Well, it takes a lot of
Look,
imagination to like not want to kill your 4 boys who are just running rampant through your house.
oh yeah, definitely, and keep us entertained more. But yeah, so one of the stories with my dad is that he's an artist, and he was one of the ones that painted on the side of a plane the sexy girls and stuff.
Yeah, the plane babes, the pinups.
Yeah, so he did a couple of those, as history is told. I don't know which ones. I never saw them, but just heard that he did a couple of those. It was because when we were young, like, I used to watch my dad. Just like, he worked 6 days a week. He co-owned like a house paint store out in Manhattan. We lived in Brooklyn. So I only saw him like very early in the morning or evenings or on Sunday. And occasionally he would take out a pen and start drawing on whatever paper was in front of him, like cowboys and horses and stuff. It's pretty fantastic.
That stuff was so big back then.
Yeah.
You know, like, where he was in Europe during the war, or was he in the Pacific?
I think he was in Korea. Is too many things going through our head.
No, you're fine. You're
I
fine.
found,
I shouldn't be distracting you
yeah,
while you're in Inktown.
yeah, like, I'm sure he was in a lot of places. My father, I did know my father knew like at least 8 languages. Which was more of a necessary thing back then. But also because of where he worked, which was the upper west side of Manhattan. It was a more of a Spanish neighborhood. So he knew Spanish, he knew English. Both my parents are Italian, so we knew Italian. Germany as part of the war. I believe he knew Korean as part of the war. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where he was stationed or whatever. He probably traveled a bit. My brother Jimmy would know more. Like, he's more the one with the facts of the family and also the better memory.
Yeah, my dad was stationed in Okinawa, off the coast of Japan, during Vietnam. He would intercept radio transmissions from Russia that would then be sent to like translators and decoders and stuff like that. But I asked him, I said, "Did you ever learn any Japanese over there?" And he was like, "No." He just stayed on the base most of the time. So He eventually managed to get his ass back into the United States during the war, and he was working at a like another interference radio station in, I think it was in Rhode Island, another base. And he said like he barely worked. He would just like read sci-fi novels and play the banjo. So yeah.
Those were the days. It's a whole different world, you know, our parents' generation, like to live without the internet. It's
I saw the beginnings of that. Like I was born during the analog days, so I remember a time with no internet or computers.
yeah.
The
Well,
dark ages.
heck, I remember before I went into high school, like, so it was 8th grade, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, eighth grade. I was in Huddy High. What? No, it was, what the hell was it called? Huddy High School Annex or something. It was like pre-high school school. I don't know.
Okay. Like middle school?
I went there. I guess I was only there for 2 years.
Yeah,
But
that sounds like a middle school.
yeah. So, but our math class, the last year we were there, finished the lessons early. So he started pulling out, I'm going to teach you some computer stuff. And it was all like zeros and ones and boxes. And I don't know what the hell he was talking about. But it's like, that's as useful as nothing.
Was it the old like printout type computer stuff? Like the boxes of cards, or was it something
Yeah, it was sort of like, just, I guess he was trying to teach us the logic of it. Because,
Oh.
he didn't actually, computers back at that time were like the size of
Like
football
a
field or
broom.
whatever.
Yeah.
But,
A football field.
but
Okay, calm down. They weren't that big.
Exaggerating a little. But yeah, he was trying to teach us the sort of logic behind it. In I guess we had, we were doing it for a week or whatever. He had no more lessons. So it was interesting, and we felt ahead of the curve for a brief amount of time. But yeah,
it
kind
took
of
my
strange and
area.
fun.
Yeah, because we lived so far out, it took my area a while to get internet. We didn't even have cable, so yeah. But man, I tell you what, as soon as we did, my dad was like the first person on the block to get a computer.
Nice.
I think we were like some of the first people with internet in our area. He was just super into, like, he's always been really like into computers and sci-fi and like any sort of nerdery, so.
Nice. Yeah, I had an Atari, like the first Atari PC.
My neighbors had an Atari. I thought that was the coolest shit.
Yeah. Because we had growing up, we had a comic store nearby.
Lucky.
And they were the ones that got the Atari. And what I wound up doing was selling a bunch of X-Men comics to get a computer for myself.
Yeah, we had an NES eventually, and then besides the computer. But my dad was always a big PC gamer, even way, way back in the early days when it came on like 17 floppies.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so like we didn't get the Super Nintendo. Sad days.
Well, it's like I only had what I could afford. I didn't have everything. I had the Atari, and later I got a PlayStation, the first generation, and it's like surprisingly, I didn't get a real computer until I got a laptop probably 2005, 4.
Yeah, that's about when I got my own computer. I got a laptop for college.
It's like I was interested in it before then, but it's just like it wasn't part of my world at the time. I was working a day job. It wasn't until working comics, it's like I hear this thing called the internet that's coming our way, and it's gonna make a difference to us. But yeah, it's really funny because like one of my first computer drawn illustration was back when the local comic store had a computer there. I used to come home from school and go directly there and fiddle around with their computer before I got one for my house. And around that time, the Frank Miller miniseries with Wolverine came out. So the first image I drew on the computer was that, big headshot with his hand with the claws out.
Oh, the one where it's like crossed in front of his. Is it the one where he's like crossed in front of him, or just like the one arm?
Just the one arm up.
Oh, okay.
Like with the claws out. And
yeah, the pose that everybody draws now.
Yeah. But that was the first computer thing I ever drew. And the second was like decades later. But it's funny because the owner of that comic store is now one of my Facebook friends, and he reminded me of that recently.
Aw, that's cute.
Yeah. It was actually like the comic store was Diamond Comics because their last name is Diamond. His name is Lou Diamond. The villain of the first issue of my book is called Diamond, which is it's a little tongue-in-cheek. Yeah, it's a little tongue-in-cheek honor to Diamond Comics, that first comic store I went to. But it's also like because of Diamond Distributors, it's like Diamond Distributors is the villain of the comic industry.
We did eventually have a comic book store in our area, but like not for a long time. So I'd never been to one until I was an older teen, I want to say. But it was called Phantom. They have a whole bunch of them. They're called Phantom of the Attic out here in Pennsylvania.
Nice.
I think the one up where I used to live, the one up in the town of 2 people, is shut down now, and they only have branches down here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Well, a lot of comic stores closed since pandemic and all that. But yeah, it's like Diamond is a bit of a monopoly, and I'm positive, like if they didn't have such a hold on the comic industry, that comics would be doing better. But regardless, it's like it's a different world now. Things always change and whatever. Right now, Kickstarter and Indiegogo and all that crowdfunding is big because of distributing. I'm sure is a major factor. So let's see. Charles goes, yeah, I started gaming right at the break of computer. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, I became kind of a pirate back when. Because, it's like I'm just a middle class kid from Brooklyn. And really it was my friend who's pirating the games, but it's like I had like 100 discs and games. It was crazy. So what do you think, Emy?
Bad, throw it out.
Yeah? Should I start
No, it's so good. It's really pretty. I'm excited to see it without the deleter.
It would be a whole process. I wish I could do it live, but
No, I know
I'll
it's
do that.
fine. I'm not like now.
Do it now. I'm trying to think here. I'm going to pull up the art for my own viewing pleasure because I want to make sure I'm not missing any lines. Where did I put you? Over here? Might have finished some lines on his face that I missed. Let me see. Oh, and I should show you a cover I finished recently.
Am I allowed to show you my stuff?
Yeah, give me a minute.
No.
Talk for a minute. I'll be right with you.
Ba 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 ba.
That's not really talking.
It is to me.
Aww. That's like private conversation between you and your cats.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh man, this takes forever. Blow up. Where are you? The Windows changed the way the photos open up, and it takes longer now, which is always fun.
This better be a spectacular thing that you're about to show me.
I'm first making sure of one thing, and then I'll get to the other thing. All right. Let's see. I guess what I got is what I need, what I wanted to get done. What the hell's the buttons?
How do computer?
How do computer? All right, I could do a little more lines there. Okay. And there's cross hatching there a little bit. I only see 2 lines. Okay. And all right, so not much left. Let me show you. All right, open the window again. What do we got? It's in my other pile. Hold on.
What the hell are you doing?
So this is the cover I finished recently. This is a group called Safeguard.
Oh, I did. I was watching you working on that.
Yeah, this is done by Alan Goodman. And he's an amazing artist, and this took forever. It done. And Dave Brink is the writer and creator of these characters, and he'll be on my show tomorrow at 4.
Is it
I
gonna
have
get colored?
Gabriel. Of course, it's going to get colored. This
Okay.
is actually the back cover of the book. So, yeah, the latest that's crowdfunding. That the link is down in my video description box for Genuine Comics. Perfect 10, I think is the book it's going to be on. That's what's crowdfunding right now. Yeah, it's going to get colored, and yeah, let me do just a couple lines, and you know, like I said, I'll do pictures and the background bits later. You know, right after I'm done streaming, I am going to cook myself an early dinner because I'm starving.
Yeah, me too. I didn't eat lunch. I lied to you. I was like, I'm eating lunch. I absolutely was not eating lunch. I was sitting on the couch with my cats.
Figures.
Yeah, I was taking a break. I got up and like stretched my legs, and you messaged me, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta get back in there.
Well, I'm glad you came. You know, it's always a joy to have you on.
Yeah. I'm a joy.
Yeah. You know, you're not only super talented, but you're super fun.
Yeah. Frontal orbital lobotomies on children. Woo!
Yeah. Who else would know these facts? Who else?
Also getting like a lot of work done. Kind of like
You're getting a lot of work done?
Yeah, like I'm sealed in my seat right now. Like I can't go anywhere. I have to stay here and draw.
Well, that's what I like doing, forcing people to work.
In fact, while the camera is not on me, I'm gonna look and see if a client got back to me. Oh no. Okay. I had my client got back to me. I'm torn about what they said.
Is it about the piece you were just working on?
No, she's fantastic. She would just be like, "Wow, it's perfect, thank you." But like, no, it's another guy I do work for, and he the one that wanted a change on the model, and I was like, "No, don't do it." He came back and was like, "Oh, I changed my mind. I want the model to stay as it is." But I feel like I kind of bullied him into saying that because I was like, "It's gonna take me a while to reanimate all this."
You want it now, or you want it perfect?
No, now I feel kind of bad. I feel sort of shitty. Maybe I'll try to like talk him back into it to make him attain. I don't know.
Give yourself extra work.
I feel weird because like a lot of the commission shit I do is just like it's not art. It's like product. You know what I mean? It's just like stuff for you know. It's not. Yeah, but to me, it's art. You know, and I'm like spending all this time like delicately drawing transformers and stuff that probably don't need it. But it's like, I just feel guilty if I just like crap it out and don't do what the client wants or whatever.
Yeah. You know, I recently turned down a book. Something I was super excited about. I was excited about the team. I was excited about to work on the book. I was getting, you know, the max. But you know, they asked me to do sample over the pencils, and the scale of the pencils is too small. It's like this would be immensely painful to work on. Don't do it. I was like telling myself, and yeah, I just pass on it. But I felt horrible. It's like I really want to work with you. And he's like, well, it's like the opportunity is still there. It's like, oh, good.
Why were his
Yeah,
pencils
just not
like
on it,
micro?
well, because digital artist, and like you'd be much better off with a digital anchor because this is going to kill
I
me,
see.
or I'm going to have printed out like twice as big, and it's it's not going to work for me who does it traditionally. So. Yeah, I think I'm done. I could fuss around with this more, but like I said, I'm gonna go do a white sort of haze background with generic grid, broken grid kind of look, and then the signatures. But I could fuss with it probably another hour, but it would come out the same. So. I'll start noticing lines. Well, I should have done that. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm done.
Pull yourself away.
You want to show what you got going on?
Yeah,
not today.
Not this like splayed man legs though. Hold on. Yeah. So let's see. What should I show?
The Doctor Strange Constantine piece.
Oh yeah. Let me go get that one. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Yeah, get that. Then you can show your comic, of course.
Yeah. So, uh-oh. I flattened this all the way, didn't I? I'm a dum-dum.
Oh no.
It's still really big, so I can still like make it work, but that's okay. But yeah,
And that's
so
an extreme close-up, folks.
Sorry, that's how big it is. It's a really big piece. So yeah, there's the piece that I'm working on. Woo.
I love the creatures, the
Thank
skull
you.
type things. Yeah.
I'll probably add more like in the background. It's just like silhouettes or something. I don't know. I don't really like this one. He needs this one down in the corner needs work. The one by his shoe, the cursed shoe.
Right. He just covered his shoe with his head.
Let's see. Shoe on foot. Oh, this was a big 2-page spread I did recently. Let's see if Photoshop will blow up when I try to open it. There we go. Woo, look how pretty. Yay. Oh.
Yeah, I was really taking a look at your coloring, and I was like, she's doing a lot of what I want to lean into. So,
Yeah, it's a little cartoony, but whatever. It's got nipples.
As long as it's got nipples.
Yeah, and then I finished this one like right before I came on the stream. Sorry, it's like taking forever to load everything. Let me close that.
This
is like the scene is now settling down, so it's not as like traumatic as the other pages, but
it's cool. It's good to see both.
And then I was working on this while we were talking. Oh my god. Come on, Photoshop. Come on. There it goes. Yeah. Again,
I see.
I'm ending the scene, so what else have I worked on? Not today, but I did these for a local sword fighting group.
Oh, cool.
Nice. They're doing like some sort of pillow fighting event at the end of this month or the next month or something, and they're gonna have like 3 winning ranks, and they have like these characters that represent the winning rank. So was it like Nighty Night, Oyasumi Nusai, which is the ninja, and then Snooze Button, the boxer. So I think they're cool.
Yeah, I like them.
I don't know. I have all kinds of crap in here. Anyway, goodbye.
Yeah, so the link to Emy's comic and where you can track it down across the interwebs is in my video description. And of course, all my links are down there below, including this character is Reaper Destroyer, and the link for the campaign is in there, as well as in the chat. I pinned it. It's not live, but it is in demand. It will be in demand for some time, I imagine. You know, it's getting pretty close to 50,000 in being funded. I mean, it's been funded for so long, but it's almost reaching 50,000, which is incredible. And the book itself looks incredible, and yeah, it is an honor to work on Keown. Had a lot of fun with this piece, and it's for sale. My art rep Philip Russett will do a stream at some point, and I'll throw links across Facebook, Twitter, Instagram to let people know, as well as finish this off totally and get it scanned and show it off, later today, tomorrow for sure. But thank you all for coming. The chat has been lively. Lots of friends, lots of new people. If you haven't already, given this video a like, subscribe if you haven't, share this video out with the world. I'm always trying to grow this channel into something good. Maybe one day it will be something good. But thanks again, Emy, for coming. This has been fun.
Yeah.
She agrees. That's awesome.
Sorry, I'm trying to recover a file.
I hear you. All right, everybody. So have a great day, great evening, great